What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. We've got some more good news. Okay, we're going to go over exactly where AMC stands from a utilization standpoint, from the shares, the borrow rates, okay, where the DTCC rulings are standing, and we're also going to go over exactly what I talked about in my video I made last Sunday. I was probably one of the first ones that was talking about DFV's upcoming options expiration. He had posted on April 1st, and that was the last known bit of evidence that we had that he was still hanging on to his shares. About 3 hours after I posted that video, he sent out a poll on Twitter asking people what he should do: exercise some, okay, exercise none, or exercise all. And they just came out with a shot yesterday that he actually doubled down his position. All right, so he went from 100,000 shares to 200,000 shares. And I'm going to talk about why I think that is important, okay, not only for GameStop, but also for AMC, because they do move in tandem for multiple different reasons, okay? But more importantly, I do want to mention this, guys, that because he exercises shares, it's not going to be the buying power of the actual buying of the shares, because that's already priced in, okay? But more or less, it's going to be a psychological and motivational sentiment, all right? So it's going to be very important. So stick around, guys. You're not going to want to miss this. For those of you that are new to the channel, I'll ask that you hit that like button and subscribe and join the family. If you're interested in joining our private community, it's the first link in the description. I have my private portfolio over there. Go over all my stocks and option picks, and we have a great group, almost 400 members. I am truly grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. We get to break down and talk about stocks all day long, so it's growing really great, and it's just quite awesome. So if you're interested, guys, check it out. We'd love to have you guys. Let's get into the video. First off, I just want to take a look at where we are at over the week, okay? So we closed the week down 10 cents, not 10%, wow, 10 cents from where we opened up. Monday, we were heavily attacked, heavily shorted, and we opened up Tuesday, same thing, heavily attacked, heavily shorted. Okay, I think in just that Monday, one-day drop was, yeah, almost a little over 9%. But from our low where we on Tuesday, a low of the week, to where we actually finished up, we rose back almost 13%. Okay, so pretty sideways for the week. I do also want to point this out to you guys. I'm going to go at a little bit larger of a view. I talk about this $10 level of support, all right, and we are fluctuating, okay? It looks like it's actually a little bit less. It's about a 975 to 950 to 975, a level of support. And a lot of people say, oh, well, if it breaks below 950, okay, well, then it's not that support anymore. Well, we talked about that 550 support, all right, that happened in all of February. I mentioned it numerous times on my channel, and I still even mention it, okay? But we did fluctuate there from 525 all the way to 575. It's not an exact pinpoint, okay? There will be a little bit of candle wick that breaks below it or breaks above it, but it's a more of a range. As the stock begins to be more volatile, all right, as we have seen, the range is just going to broaden. Okay, so keep that in mind. I also want to point this out to you guys, that the whole if then, or if this then that, doesn't really apply. Okay, it's not that, oh, if we close over 10.01 this will happen, or if we don't close over $10 then this won't happen. It doesn't really work that way. So I see that being passed around a lot. Okay, just don't get beaten down that we didn't close over a certain point, because right, and inevitably that doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's talk about what we are here to talk about in this video, guys. I want to just bring up, this is AMC and iBorrowDesk. Currently we are sitting at a 18.2% fee rate, which is starting to rise steadily. Okay, I'm also going to look at Fintel. I don't really trust Fintel that much after some of their shady stuff. However, it does line up with iBorrowDesk. Okay, so let's just take a look at where we are at now. If you look, people are also asking me, saying, well, the fee was, 73%, 200%, 100% in July, June, August of last year, and they didn't have a short squeeze. Okay, but there was no buying pressure. Okay, it was nothing but shorting. Nobody was buying the stock, very, very few people, which is why it was very worth it for the hedge funds to continue to pay these astronomical fees, because the payoffs would have been absolutely huge for them. Okay, so as you can see, the fee has drastically dropped, and the available shares has skyrocketed because they did have to cover some of their shares. If you look at where we are at, the shares are continuing to dwindle down and the fee is starting to rise. Let me jump up here and take away the available and scroll back so you can not see my face. And as you can see, that little curl up starting to happen and is beginning to rise from 2% at the beginning of the month, actually 2% all the way on the 12th. It is slowly and steadily continuing to rise. Now, it'll be interesting to see, actually, somebody in our group had pointed out, I'll be interesting to see of where it opens up on Monday, where the data is, you know what I mean? Is it going to be all of a sudden 10 million shares available to short just miraculously appear and the fee rate just absolutely goes down to nothing? So that'll be interesting to see, guys. Okay. Next, I want to point this out. All right, this is just a screenshot, guys, because I do not have Ortex. Currently, it is sitting at 98.98 utilization. So the amount of shares available, okay, to be able to be borrowed are dwindling down, which is a good sign for us. And also the days to cover is increasing, which is something I heavily look at. I want to point this out, guys. The DTC 2021-005 ruling is rule filing, I should say, is still not back on the website. All right. Normally, when they dismiss it, there is a notice of saying that they are dismissing it. However, the Deputy General Counsel had already approved it for the SEC approval, so I don't really know why. There is some speculation saying that it was taken down. I said this in another video. Speculation saying it was taken down, okay, to be revised and so forth. So we're just gonna have to see exactly where that plays out. But don't hold any one single aspect, okay, to where we stand. All right. Now, lastly, let's get into what I also wanted to talk about. All right, so you might not be able to see this fully on the screen, guys, okay, but you can jump on Reddit. Okay, this is, DFV. Okay, he had posted this on April 1st saying he still had that April 16th $12 call. Okay, and he exercised it. He went from, actually, it was only worth 50,000 shares. He exercised it. He said he exercised it, and he added another 50,000 on top of it, doubling down. Now, while this was already priced in, because as you buy options, the market maker then, okay, has to go and recover those shares to imbalance. They're not going to do it naked or short because that puts them in a very, very high risk. However, let me change that. There is a small percentage of market makers that do that. However, it is not advantageous for them to do that. So yes, it was already priced in to the price action. Okay, the fact that he held 500 contracts that were heavily, heavily in the money. But this is more important. And this is what I said it was going to do, okay? Because he has been the leader. He has been the one that started this, okay? If you go back to his post well over a year ago, there are people absolutely crapping on his DD, telling he's an idiot, saying GameStop is going to go out of business, okay? Then all of a sudden, we all know what happened. So what's important, guys, is check out this. You go to Wall Street Bets, and it's all over the place. And this is exactly what I knew was going to happen. Check out this one right here. You exercise your options to buy 200 shares. That's a small one, okay? You got another one right here. Scroll down, and this is only the top, guys. Right here. If he's still in, I'm not leaving. Okay. He exercised. This guy exercised my 25 and 30, 1,400 new shares. Okay. In honor of DFV, holding. All right. This guy, second mortgage. I mean, just scroll down more. 100. This guy was okay. One contract, and so some of them are small, but the point of the matter is, okay, right here. Exercising it. I mean, it's just crazy. This guy right here in 1,000 shares. I mean, just keep scrolling down, guys, and it absolutely goes insane. And the point behind it is that this is going to cause a lot more buying pressure, a lot more buying power, to where naturally it's like that extra boost, okay? And it's going to help GameStop, it's going to help AMC because they move in tandem, all right? And when the hedges get shorted out of GameStop and they have to cover, it's going to pass over to AMC. We've watched the price action, we've watched them move. Now, we have seen GameStop move 100% in a day, and AMC only moves about maybe 15 to 20%, and that might still continue to happen, all right? But it's just another bullish sentiment and gives people a reminder that, you know what? It's not over yet, all right? Because naturally, as time goes on, just like options with time decay, as time goes on, some of the hype, some of the motivation, it does go away a little bit. It's happened with all of us. Maybe in the slightest bit of amount. It's natural. It's life. We're humans, all right? But this is another bullish sentiment. So I'm excited for this week ahead. Guys, let me know your thoughts below in the comment. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.